Los Angeles is buzzing today because last night, the Dodgers won the World Series. They did it. They finally did it.
Wow.
Congratulations to all of them. The World Series. Wow. The entire league is made up of American cities and one team from Canada. And you Americans are like, yeah, that sounds like the entire world to me. That's... Certainly, if I go to my son's history classes, that is what it feels like. Now, some might say 2020 is a tough year to win the World Series, but here in Los Angeles, it couldn't have been better because everybody's Botox has worn off. You can actually see the joy in the faces of the fans, you know? Did anybody watch last night, band? Did you catch it? Yeah. No, you didn't.
I did.
Guillermo just went, catch what? It's literally the opening of the show.
I heard a lot of explosions.
You heard some explosions. Did you genuinely watch him?
I watched the baseball season in the best possible way, which is I watched the last 5 minutes of the last game. I watched them win, and that was all I saw of the season.
That's all
I'm with you. I actually, I get it. I do think that's a good way. I like to dip my toes in the playoffs. Literally, one toe. Oh, what's happening? Just so I've got enough to talk about.
Yep.
And then as soon as they won, I was like that. I was at a gas station, I was getting Dodgers flags, I got a gat, the whole lot. I mean, even if you didn't watch, you may have heard when the game was over, as Guillermo just said, LA exploded with fireworks. Have a look.
Damn.
Here's my question. Whose phone is that? Oh, it might be mine.
Your phone.
Hang on. Babe, didn't realise the old phone was on loud. Just gone off during the show. Are you calling to talk about the Dodgers?
You are?
The phone just went off during the show and I didn't have it on vibrate.
Sorry, babe.
Were you calling for anything in particular?
No, don't worry. It can wait.
Well, then,
You. Bye.
Goodbye. You know why it was on loud? Should tell you why. Louis will know. Right before the show, in makeup, I was playing a game of tennis on my phone. And I'm a better phone tennis player with the noises.
What are the noises?
It's like like that, yeah.
How much money have you spent?
I don't want to get into it, but that's why it was on loud, and I can only apologise. I feel like I've let down the network. Now, remember, we just watched a video of all the fireworks. I know it feels like it was an hour ago. Hard to know whether this will be in the show or not. It's really a gamble every night, isn't it? None of us ever know.
I hope so.
Not until we see it at night. No, we never have any idea.
So, remember, fireworks. Here's my question.
What about those Dodgers, huh?
Ian, was that happening in your neighborhood? Was there fireworks?
Oh yeah, it was fireworks in the air all night, and then at 12:37, fireworks right here on CBS.
America's #1 network. Well, I got to tell you, Dodgers fans, we got to, this is terrible. Rob, this show is a disaster. This show is an absolute disaster. We haven't changed the script. Oh, my... No. So, this morning, big breakthrough, we booked Clayton Kershaw right here on the Late Late Show.
Wow.
Clayton Kershaw.
Wow.
And literally 4 seconds before the show, he cancelled. I know. Why did he cancel, Rob? Did we get a reason?
We did. He's doing Kimmel tomorrow.
Oh!
That's really left a bad taste. What? Hang on. What? But he could still do us and then do Kimmel?
Well, so the whole team apparently is doing Kimmel tomorrow. The Major League Baseball set it up with Kimmel. And then we had booked Clayton through his wife, Ellen. So we were only in contact with Ellen.
Hang on. Hang on. So Major League Baseball are dealing with Kimmel's show and ABC, and we're back channeling through Clayton Kershaw's wife.
We weren't hearing back from Major League Baseball, so we went to Clayton's wife.
Right.
She didn't know that they had an exclusive with Kimmel, so we booked Clayton. He was coming, or going to be on Zoom. And then they found out, and here we are.
I don't blame him not coming on the show today. I'd be so hungover if I was Clayton Kershaw. The last thing I'd want to do today is be on Zoom talking to me. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, he was up all late last night in his hotel room drinking whatever was in the minibar, probably. How else do you celebrate right now?
Well, that is the weird thing, isn't it? You win the World Series. Because wasn't there a dude, one of the dudes got his positive. Did you know this, Reg? One of the players who plays for the Dodgers found out he had a positive test during the game.
What?
And had to be removed from the field.
What?
But then when they won the World Series, he just ran back on the field and started. So people were like, yeah, not you, yes! 6 feet, yeah, put your mask on. Yeah.
Overall, a pretty positive night for that guy.
So, there you've got it. Clayton Kershaw was going to be here. He's not. But he will be on Kimmel tomorrow. How is this happening on the show that 60 Minutes have come to Bill Winniger from 60 Minutes? Here he is right there. Bill is come there. We've been doing 60 Minutes. I spent a lot of last night with Bill talking, and this is the show. This is the show that Bill's come to. My phone's going off. We've got guests cancelling. Oh, dear. But we'll pick up with the interview and we'll talk a lot about that tennis game, yeah? Exactly. We're very thrilled that you're here, Bill. Bless you. OK, moving on. There it is, 60 Minutes. Moving on, the White House sent out a press release yesterday outlining all of their scientific and technology-related accomplishments in their first term. The list included clean air, a return to space exploration, and, this is true, ending the COVID-19 pandemic. I have to say, that news is going to be such a relief to the 74,000 Americans who tested positive yesterday, isn't it? I mean, sure, cases are surging all over the country, scientists are getting worried again, but the White House claims to have ended COVID. In comedy, that's called committing to the bit. Meanwhile, Vice President Mike Pence was campaigning in Wisconsin today, and despite a huge spike in COVID cases there, the Trump campaign's press secretary said a big rally is perfectly safe for Mike Pence.
Hospitals in Wisconsin are near capacity. And so does that give you any pause, or the vice president any pause about going there and holding a big rally?
No, it doesn't. The vice president has the best doctors in the world around him. They've obviously contact traced and have come to the conclusion it's fine for him to be out on the campaign trail.
I mean, give him credit for not finishing that sentence with, also, let the people eat cake. Yes. Don't worry, Mike Pence has great doctors. That's like the co-pilot of a plane saying, we're experiencing engine failure, but don't worry, the pilot has a parachute. Speaking of which, last night the president held a rally at an airport in Nebraska in below-freezing weather, where thousands of supporters were bussed into the airport. But after Trump left the event, nobody had booked any buses to take any of the attendees home. Man. Or, as the Trump campaign press secretary put it, I don't know what the big deal is. Trump was warm and comfortable on his plane. Nebraska may be a red state, but last night a lot of lips, fingers and toes turned blue. But this was serious. It was serious. Some people even had to be hospitalized for frostbite. So let's get this straight. The Trump administration left thousands of Americans out in the cold with no concern for their health. I mean, I love a good metaphor, but even for me, this is too on the nose. But Trump was back out there again today at a rally in Arizona. Trump recounted a conversation that he had with UFC president Dana White about who would win between Trump and Biden. Not in the election, in an actual UFC fight.
I don't think Sleepy Joe would be a good fighter, do you? I asked Dana before. One gentle little touch to the face and he's down. He's down. He wouldn't get up very quickly either, would he?
Say what you will, I would 100% watch that fight. I mean, Trump's got the weight and the height, but you know what? I don't know if it's as straightforward. I think he's a biter. I do. I think he'll bite you. Don't you think? Like, who's your money on, Reg? Trump v. Biden. How does that play out?
I think Biden's got some kind of a secret hook.
Yes.
It's a neck rub.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
why they call him Sleepy Joe. Because it's a sleeper hold.
Yes, that's it.
That's it. It's right there in the name of the windpipe. Bang.
Yep.
Time to go night-night, buddy. That's what they say in UFC, innit? Never watched one. Very proud of that. Never watched a UFC fight. Never will. I guarantee you that. You could offer me money to endorse it, and I wouldn't. And that is saying something. Then later on, Trump proposed the idea of actually jumping into the audience. And, well, take a look.
You know, you're immune. That's why I could jump right there. See those men? I'll kiss the men. I'm not into that, but I will kiss every man there and kiss every woman there, if you don't mind also.
We mind. We definitely do mind. We mind. This may actually be the most progressive thing that Trump has ever said. Think about it. We've got positivity. We've got consent.
Wow.
We've also got terrible science, but one step at a time, guys. There were some more headaches for Trump yesterday. The president's campaign website was briefly taken over by hackers who replaced the site with a bunch of anti-Trump messaging. Here it is here. Among other things, the hackers wrote, "We have evidence that completely discredits Mr. Trump as a president." What could they possibly have? Think about everything Trump's done in the past 4 years. What could they say that would change the minds of Trump's base? They know that we can all see his Twitter feed, right? But this is dangerous. These hackers, they could post something crazy on that website, like the Trump administration has ended the COVID-19 pandemic. The hackers used some rather odd wording on the site. They said, "It is time to allow the world to know truth." Here's what we know about the hacker. They hate Donald Trump with a passion, and I don't think English is their first language. Let's think. Who could it be? And finally, we want to show you this. Researchers are testing to see if heated face masks will kill COVID-19. And they developed this prototype, which goes all the way up to 194 degrees. Researchers say side effects may include skin irritation, perspiration, and taking Gotham City hostage. I actually got to try out the prototype here, and it works pretty well, with the exception of the grill marks. I don't know what to tell you. Like, that's the end of the monologue.